Aespa just kicked off their Aespa line tour with a massive opening weekend. We're talking new solos, a preview of their upcoming title track Rich Man, and a literal celebrity carpet in the audience. But, while the concert was stacked, the reactions online is less than stellar. From people dragging the song to concerns that Aespa might be losing their edge, this comeback has already sparked major debate. So today, we're breaking it all down: the star-studded night, the performance, the controversy, and what this means for Aespa and SM moving forward. Before we get into the drama, let's talk about the audience, because night 2 of Aespa's Seoul concert wasn't just a show, but a K-pop social networking party. Small aside, it seems like this has been a trend lately. The strategy seems to be invite artists, get the fans talking and keep the hype up with the possibility of more celebs coming. Similar to what happened with Beyoncé's recent tours. Personally, I think the magic gets taken away when you know most came because they got a free ticket, instead of coming for the sake of the music. But comment down below your thoughts. Anywho, the lineup of idols who showed up? EXO's Suho kicked things off. Aespa even gave him a shout-out on stage, which fans loved. 17's Hoshi was there too. If you watched Synchro U, you know he and Karina already had on-screen chemistry. Fans were quick to pull out the edits. ITZY's Ryujin showed up. No surprise there because her and Karina's friendship is practically lore at this point. Idealise Yuchi? In the building. Ningning's bestie duties fulfilled. And then you had Annie Moon from All Day Project, which makes sense because her groupmate choreographed some of Aespa's biggest hits like Savage and Spicy. Gabi, the choreographer for Supernova, came through. And Lee Young, the choreographer behind Rich Man's choreography, was right there too. So yeah, the concert doubled as a celebrity meetup. Now let's talk about the real headline, the first ever performance of Aespa's new title track Rich Man. This is the song that's going to define their next era. The teasers were cryptic, the expectations were sky high, and fans were ready for something bold, futuristic, and Aespa-level experimental. And then, the performance hit. And clips started flooding online faster than Karina's fancams during Next Level. Within hours, videos racked up nearly 40,000 views on Korean forums and spread across international stan Twitter. And the reactions? Phew. Let's just say the internet is divided. Here are some actual comments that blew up. Maybe they've lost their touch. Please go back to the Whiplash, Supernova vibe. Honestly, this feels like their weakest title track so far, but the members are too pretty so I stayed. I had high expectations, but it felt plain. And of course, are they lip-syncing? Be for real. On the flip side, some Mize defended the track, saying it's unfair to judge off one live performance. Others argued that Aespa has always had divisive songs at first listen, Hello, Savage, but then the track grows on you after the full release and MV. So, is Rich Man a grower or a flop? Too early to tell. Let's be real, Aespa's whole identity is built on being different. Cyber concept, glitchy beats, AI lore, music that sounds like it came from an experimental DJ in the Matrix, that's what set them apart. Their debut with Black Mamba? Instant lore. Next Level? A cultural reset. Savage? A sonic assault. Even Spicy felt like a bold risk. But Rich Man? If the early reactions are right, it sounds safe. And that's not what people expect from Aespa. If they lose that experimental edge, they risk blending into the oversaturated girl group scene instead of standing out as the weird, futuristic queens we signed up for. Now, is that necessarily bad? Not if they're aiming for mass appeal. But here's the catch, when you build your brand on being different, going safe can feel like a downgrade. Fans didn't fall in love with Aespa for generic pop, they fell for chaos, lore, and bass drops that feel like they're hacking your brain. This is where I put on my tinfoil hat because SM's strategy is giving. Calculated risk management. Think about it, SM just had a turbulent year with internal drama, shareholder fights, and shaky group rollouts. They need Aespa to be stable, profitable, and not polarizing to the point of alienating the GP. Safe songs tend to chart better. And let's be honest, Aespa's previous tracks, while iconic, weren't exactly easy listening for casual fans. Rich Man might be their way of saying, we need a hit that doesn't require 3 Reddit threads to explain the lore. But here's the risk, if Aespa becomes too safe, they risk losing what made their core fanbase ride or die. And in K-pop, core fandom drives the numbers. We can't ignore the lip-sync allegations because they pop up every Aespa era like clockwork. Some fans say it's obviously pre-recorded, others argue the choreography was heavy and that SM has always done partial live. Here's my take, lip-sync in K-pop isn't shocking. What matters is whether the performance feels alive. If you're going to lip-sync, the stage needs to eat. And based on some comments saying it felt boring, maybe that's part of why fans are disappointed. If the energy doesn't match the hype, people tend to notice quicker than the later. So, where does Aespa go from here? Best case scenario, the studio version of Rich Man hits harder, the MV gives us futuristic visuals that make everyone shut up, and the choreo blows minds on music shows. Worst case? The song underperforms, the safe Aespa discourse grows, and people start questioning SM's creative direction. Personally, I think Aespa has too much star power and too strong a fanbase to flop. But this comeback could chance their trajectory, they staying the girls taking a break from experimental, or they moving into safe GP-friendly territory? Time will tell. So, what do you think? Is Rich Man giving luxury vibes, or does it feel broke compared to Aespa's past hits? Do you think SM is intentionally watering down Aespa's sound for mass appeal? Or is this just first performance jitters and the MV will save everything? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to know if you're riding for the title track, or are the B-sides to save the day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell because I've got more K-pop chaos coming your way. I've been Nightmare, and this were my sleepy thoughts.